Her scream never made it out of her throat. It was buried beneath fear, beneath pain, beneath the cold metal weight of a world already too heavy. In that single moment, just before everything shattered, she wished she could run, wished her legs worked, wished she wasn't the easy target everyone thought she was. But life doesn't pause for wishes. Life kept going. And so did the cruelty. That if you're here because you believe kindness matters, because you believe people deserve second chances, because you believe even broken wings can still fly, then please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And tell us in the comments where in the world you're watching from. It helps more than you know. Her name was Ava Carter, a 16-year-old girl trapped between who she used to be and who the world was forcing her to become. Before the accident, she ran track. She danced. She climbed trees too high and laughed too loud. But one rainy night changed everything. A driver on his phone, a slick road, and headlights that swallowed her. When she woke in a hospital bed, her legs were motionless, her future rewritten. Her wheelchair was no longer equipment. It was a sentence. School became a battlefield. Whispers followed her like shadows. Some people avoided her. Others stared. But the worst were the boys who felt power only when they could take someone else's away. They knocked into her wheelchair on purpose. They laughed when she struggled to reach her books. They called her scrap metal, half girl, wheels. At first she tried ignoring it, but cruelty echoed louder than silence. She hid her tears until she got home, cried into her pillow where no one could see or judge. But everything changed the day Ethan Blackwell enrolled at their school. Ethan was quiet, guarded, and unlike everyone else, he didn't stare at Ava with pity. He sat next to her at lunch. He walked beside her between classes. He talked to her like she was still a whole person, not broken glass everyone feared touching. No one knew much about him at first, until they saw the patch on his bag. Hell's Angels, California Nomads. Rumors spread fast. They said his father was high-ranking. They said his family was dangerous. They said Ethan himself was trouble. But Ava didn't believe whispers anymore. She judged people by how they made her feel, and Ethan made her feel seen. The bullies didn't like that point. One crisp afternoon in the park behind the school, Ava and Ethan were talking, laughing even, and for the first time in a long time, she forgot her wheelchair existed. Then the shadows appeared, the group of boys who had tormented her for months. Their confidence grew when they noticed Ethan was alone with her. They pushed his backpack away, shoved his shoulder, insulted Ava, and called Ethan a fraud pretending to be tough. None of them noticed the man hiding behind the trees, the stranger who had been following Ethan for weeks, the one with revenge burning behind his eyes, the one with a gun tucked beneath his jacket. The argument grew louder. Ethan stepped between Ava and the bullies, ready to defend her. The stranger stepped forward too, pulling out the gun. The first boy froze, the second ran. But Ava didn't think. She didn't scream. She didn't calculate risk or consequence. She acted. Using all her strength, she pushed forward, crashing her wheelchair into the shooter just as he aimed for Ethan's chest. The gun fired, but the bullet hit Ava instead. The shock rippled through her body. Not sharp, not dramatic, but cold, like winter settling beneath her skin. She collapsed from her chair, and Ethan caught her before she hit the ground. The world became blurry motion. Ethan screaming for help, footsteps pounding, terrified faces surrounding her. Ava clung to Ethan's shirt and whispered something no one expected. Don't let them hurt him. He didn't deserve this. She passed out with blood on her hoodie and kindness still in her voice. That be why the time the paramedics took her, Ethan wasn't crying. He was stone. The shooter was arrested, the bullies questioned, but none of that mattered. News spread fast, faster than fear, faster than judgment. By sunrise the next morning, the quiet front entrance of the school became thunder. Engines, hundreds of them, point one after another. Motorcycles rolled into the parking lot, chrome flashing in sunlight, engines roaring like thunder, leather jackets and patches glinting with the unmistakable insignia. Hell's Angels, not 50. Not 100.526 bikers. They filled the school grounds. Not violent, not raging, just silent and present. A wall of power the world couldn't ignore. Some carried flowers. Some carried teddy bears. One large man knelt beside Ava's empty wheelchair and placed a patch across it gently, like it was holy. It read, "Honorary sister, ride with us always." Students watched from windows, mouths open, hearts shaking. The bullies? They hid. Their laughter from yesterday evaporated into fear, embarrassment, regret. When Ava finally woke in the hospital, Ethan sat beside her. Not alone, but surrounded by bikers with tattoos and scars. People who looked dangerous, but whose eyes held nothing but respect. She thought she should fear them. Instead, she cried, not from pain, but from the overwhelming weight of finally being protected. The next week, when she returned to school, her entrance wasn't silent. The same 526 bikers escorted her, not as a threat, but as a message. She mattered. She was worth defending. She was not invisible. Something changed after that. Not instantly, not magically, but slowly and deeply. The bullies apologized, not because they were scared, but because they were ashamed. The students who once looked away now smiled, waved, asked if she needed help. Teachers talked about bullying openly. People whispered less and listened more. Ava still couldn't walk, but she didn't need to. She rolled forward, stronger, braver, surrounded by a family she never expected. She saved a life. And in return, hers finally began to. If this story touched your heart even a little, please take a second to like the video, comment, and share it with someone who needs hope today. Your engagement helps these stories reach people who feel alone in their battles. Before we end, tell us in the comments, what would you have done if you were there? And now, as the screen fades and the music softens, remember this. Heroes don't always stand. Sometimes, they sit, with wheels beneath them and courage bigger than fear. Thank you for watching.